Hey and welcome to this video where we're going to be looking at how demons work in the brand new Daemon Codex. So a massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending us this preview copy. So I'm joined with Michael today. How you doing, Michael?
I'm great, thank you. This has come all the way through the warp.
Yep.
They've been waiting a long time. And yeah.
It's here.
They're here. The Chaos Gods are here.
Now, everything that we do and try to deliver is that kind of blend of education, but with maybe a little bit of entertainment for you as well. So we really do hope you enjoy our videos, and hopefully you can learn something more about this. So Michael, what are we going to be looking at in today's video?
Right, we're going to look at the sort of the basics.
The core rules of demons.
Core rules of demons.
Yeah.
Basically everything that comes under this demonic special rule that they have.
And what are those different things?
So we're going to look at Malefic Weapons, which is another thing to the side. Okay, we're going to look at Demonic Invulnerability, so those fancy new saves that everybody's talking about. We're going to look at Manifestation, which is sort of to do with deep strike, setting up and things. Demonic Terror, which is like an aura ability that demons get, and Warp Storm, which is sort of almost their super doctrine. They've got like this special rule if you take a demon's army. Okay, so when your entire army is made of demons, basically how that... And we're going to do a series of videos for you all about this Daemon Codex, so you're going to have a much clearer understanding whether you're playing or playing against the new Daemon Codex. Now, Michael, let's kick off first of all then with Malefic Weapons. What are they? Maybe who even has them and what do they do? Okay, so Malefic Weapons is basically a shorthand way of saying that this model makes X number of extra attacks. Okay, but can't make more than that number of attacks, right? So, for example, we've got something like a Keeper of Secrets. Okay. All right. Now, previously, they made several attacks with like a sword or the big spear, that kind of thing, and then they've got their second pair of arms. So the second pair of arms, in this case, is Malefic 4. Which means you'd make your however many attacks on your attacks characteristic with your main weapon, and then afterwards you'd make 4 and only 4 attacks with the claws. And
that can't be modified in any way?
Can't be modified at all. It's only ever going to be 4 attacks if it's Malefic 4. If it's Malefic 2. Yeah. Likewise, not just greater demons, you might have chariots as well, where they've got like the little bite things can bite. The little nurglings on your great unclean one, that's Malefic as well. It's just extra attacks basically. Okay, cool. All right then, so I've got a good understanding of that. Now obviously we've got the the 4 gods that we could be supporting, or those which is something that we can cover in other videos. But let's have a little look at that first one. So when we've got this demonic keyword, which you'll see on our data sheets, it then comes with the demonic invulnerability, the manifestation, the demonic terror, and the warp storm. So let's cover those 4 things now for being demonic on the data sheet. So Michael, the first one then is demonic invulnerability. Talk to me about how that works. All right. It's really cool. It's a new thing happening for demons. Yeah. And I think it's very thematic. Demons now have 2 saves. Not 1 save, but 2 save. 2 saves. Now, this isn't a feel no pain, is it? No. This is 2 different save categorizations. Yeah, characteristic. 2 different saves. Okay. So what you'll see is a save, so 5+. Yeah. Then slash. Yeah. Another save, so 4+. Okay. So let's imagine we've got 5+, 4+. Right. Now the first one. The first number, yeah. First number, that's against melee. Right. So we'd have a 5+ save against melee attacks. Okay, yeah. And then if it was slash 4+, the second number is against ranged attacks. All right, well, here's a curveball for you then. Yeah. What if I'm in engagement range, but I'm being shot by, let's say, a tank with big guns never tire? Which save do I take? Do I take the first save because I'm basically in the melee engagement range, or do I take the second one because I'm being shot by a ranged attack? Well, you take the second one because it's a ranged attack. Cool. Yeah. Got it. Good question though. So, yeah, remember that. Last thing to note. Yes? Cannot modify these saves. So if I've got a power that reduces it by 1, doesn't do it? No. If you've got AP... Armor penetration? No effect, mate. What about if I've got a rule that says you can't have an invulnerable save? Well, it's not an invulnerable save. Right. It's because it's a demon save. Yes, a demon save. So I can't turn these off? Nope. They're happening all the time? Yeah. And there's no way to stop them? There's no way to stop it. Right, okay. However, go on. And this is very rare, But I believe there are some rules out there that say you cannot make a save against this.
Okay.
And that would get past it.
Because it is a save of sorts.
It is a save.
Yes.
Okay. It's not though a normal save.
Yeah.
All right. It's not an invulnerable save.
Right.
And it cannot be modified.
But it is a save.
But it is a save.
Okay, cool. So that's the one exception then potentially when that comes up. Right, I'm pretty happy that I'm good with that. First number, combat. Second number, ranged.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'll remember that because combat's best. That's why it's the first number. Ranged attacks are rubbish. That's why it's the second number. Yeah. Cool. All right then. So let's have a little quick look. Bellicor, he's my favourite. So let's have a little look at what sort of save he's getting if we go to his data sheet, because that's the only one I really care about because he looks awesome. And Bellicor's save then is a 4+4+.
All right.
So he's just getting a 4+ all the time.
He's always got a 4+.
Okay, nice. And just a quick one as well, this model was beautifully painted by the legendary Siege Studio, so thank you so much, Siege, for this Bellicor. I said I kind of wanted like a Khorne-themed Bellicor, you know, because I really like the Khorne when it comes to the Blood God. I think they've done an incredible job with the red wings and everything. So Siege, thank you so much for this one, as he looks absolutely awesome. So anyway, that's Bellicor. We spoke a little bit about his save, so I kind of get it with the two numbers. Let's move on then to manifestation. Because this is like a few different bullet points here. Talk us through the first part.
Okay, so you can basically set up your units in reserve, or like a deep strike, like, you know, Space Marine Terminators can start in deep strike.
So is it everything?
Yeah.
Anything that has this demonic keyword can basically deep strike.
It just turns up out of the warp.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's the normal requirement, which is 9 inches away.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Fair enough. We're used to that one. However, you can set up so long as you're within 6 of a warp locus unit.
Okay.
All right. Now this will usually be your characters.
Yeah.
There are ways of getting warp locus or counting as a warp locus as well. If you set up within 6 inches of a warp locus, provided it's the same god, the same allegiance, you can be set up more than 6 away from your enemy.
Right. Okay.
So a bit closer to them.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, because it's literally says here. Yeah. On the battlefield, that is more than 9 away, or more than 6 away from any that was wholly within 6. Okay, so it does say at the start of your turn. What does that mean? So at the start...
Right, so if the Warp Locus unit was on the battlefield that turn, didn't arrive from reserves or anything, or manifestation, so it basically means you can't turn up with like your Warp Locus guy and a unit and then suddenly turn up within just out of 6.
So the Warp Locus has to be on the table.
Has to be on the table first.
Got it, cool. Yeah. All right then.
All right, now there's a further step to this.
Go on then.
If your army is entirely demons, okay, or as it is here, Legion Demonica, essentially, okay, then you can set up more than 3 inches away from your enemy, provided you're wholly within your deployment zone.
Okay,
Pretty cool, a nice way of defending your battlefield. You can do whatever you want.
Can I charge?
Yeah, it's just a deep strike.
That's pretty good actually.
Yep, so wholly within your deployment zone, more than 3 inches away. Or if you're neither within your own deployment zone nor your opponent's, then you can set up a number of inches, or rather more than a number of inches away, to the leadership characteristic of an enemy model. So if we want to explain that, basically, if there's a guardsman unit, and let's say they're leadership 7 with the sergeant, you can set up more than 7 inches away from them.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
But if it's something like a knight, that's leadership 9, it has to be 9 inches away.
Okay, cool.
Right, so but if it's...
And this can be modified?
It can be modified, and that will lead us on to the next rule we're going to talk about. Okay,
because the next rule is called Daemonic Terror. This is an aura. Go on.
Aura, it's 6 inches. Basically, it's -1 leadership. And -1 to combat attritions.
Right, okay, cool.
Now, I always mention this when we talk about auras, if it's got the same name, it doesn't stack. So having 2 units with this aura doesn't suddenly make an enemy -2, they're still -1 and -1 to their combat attrition.
So for this to stack then with the other ability, you're not going to instantly give a -1. You need to have another unit on the table within 6 of the unit you want to come down within.
Yeah, that's right.
Because then it would apply the -1 to the leadership characteristic. That would then give you the value for you then to come in on that distance away.
Okay. And there are in the book multiple ways to stack that with different abilities. There are leadership debuffs in there. So if you want to work on like a deep striking trick, then you certainly can do that.
All right then. So happy with that. -1 leadership within 6, -1 combat attrition, Warp Storm then. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
This is the brand new thing, right?
Yeah.
This is what you get when your entire army is demons. Let's talk. It must be powerful. So Michael, the Warp Storm then, right? We will do another video on breaking all of this down, because this is like a double page spread, and it kind of looks a bit like stratagems in a way.
It does, it really does.
It looks like you've kind of got a resource pool, you can spend them, but just for the guys today, let's talk about actually how they work, like the do's and the don'ts.
Yes.
Right, so talk us through the basics of this.
Okay, Warp Storms, there used to be a Warp Storm table in, I believe, one of the older Daemon's Codex, and all sorts of wacky things would happen on random rolls.
Right.
Now, what happens here is at the start of each battle round, you make a Warp Storm roll.
It says 8d6.
8d6, so that's 8 six-sided dice.
Yeah.
All right, and then on each 4+, you gain a Warp Storm point.
So on average, you should roll 4.
Yes.
Yeah, because you've got 50-50 chance of rolling a 4, you should roll 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, now, you can spend these Warp Storm points on various abilities. There are 8 for Undivided and 3 for each of the dedicated gods.
Okay.
So the Undivided ones you can use on basically anything, and the gods, of course, is specific to, you know, Khorne, Nurgle, etc.
Right. So Undivided, any unit.
Any unit.
And then obviously you've got the 3 for the others.
Khorne, yeah, Nurgle, etc.
Okay.
So important things to say is that each of these abilities will state when they're used.
Right.
Okay. So start your battle round, you get these points, and then you can use them as it says. So for example, there's one here that says use this effect at the start of any turn.
Okay.
Cool. Until the end of the turn, you get this ability.
So who does it affect, Michael? Your army? Your unit? What is it? What does it affect?
Well, these affect your entire army, but it may only affect units that are within a certain range of certain keywords, like Warp Locust, for example, or it may affect only certain units like Great Demons or
gods,
or god-specific stuff, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now you can't use the same Warp Storm effect twice per battle round, so it's once per battle round. You can't use it more than once per battle round.
Okay.
Okay, so you know, you might use Magnified Glory once in that battle round.
Yeah.
Right, now at the end of the battle round, any you haven't spent, they're gone.
It's just a fresh new 8, you know, dice that you roll, and then that's how many you've got for that turn.
However,
there
are multiple ways in this book to retain unspent points.
I can imagine like warlord traits and relics and stratagems.
Warlord traits, yeah, greater demon buffs, all that kind of good stuff.
And I think really we need to be leaning into this as much as we can if you're a demon player.
Some of these abilities are very strong.
Yeah.
So if you can save up for that big turn, then yeah, it's worth it.
Okay, cool. Well, we will be doing other videos on all of the different gods. We're also going to be doing a video on each of these and maybe some top combos as well. But if you really want to find out more about actually how this book is going to be played competitively to see where the meta starts to shape up and those top combinations, then please do consider becoming a member. If not, then we really hope you've enjoyed this video and it's given you a good insight into some of the demonic abilities from this new codex. And once more, thank you so much, Games Workshop, for giving us this preview copy for us to cover. And we'll see you on the next video.